All right, 10 slabs, 5 first covers. So let's do it. While I'm opening this box, an interesting conversation. Guy that was brand new to this hobby, sports card guy, very experienced sports card collector. And he had bought some slabs, and we were talking about that, and that's awesome. He's like, I just want to collect 9.8s of, superstars first covers. And I was like, okay, gotcha. That sounds pretty cool. And he was like, Magic Johnson. Nope, doesn't exist. Larry Bird. Nope, doesn't exist. John Elway. Dan Marino. Nope, those don't exist. Michael Jordan. Mickey Mantle. Nope, there isn't one. So he was interesting because he's coming from sports cards where everybody's got a PSA 10. Even Mickey Mantle, the 52 Topps Mickey Mantle. There's 3 PSA 10s. If you got $20 million, you could probably get one. Michael Jordan's Fleer rookie card. They're 350 or something, almost 400 now. So it took some time for me to kind of explain to him, these pop counts are next to nothing. It's much more like graded game tickets. There are lots and lots. In fact, outside of modern issues like 1995 and current or 1990 and current, if you're looking for an athlete's first cover, it probably doesn't exist in 9.8. So I just thought that was an interesting conversation, and something that we all need to keep in mind as we bring new people into this hobby, that there's an education process. This is different. This is not sports cards. This is not comic books. This is not graded game tickets. It's different. Okay, lots of good stuff here. Let's get started. Like I said, 5 first covers and like maybe 1 first pro cover and a couple of second covers. Got some good stuff. 10 slabs. Looking for some 9.8s. Let's do it. Oh, why we gotta do why we gotta do that? Why we gotta start off like that? It's a bummer. Total bummer. Peyton Manning. This is the first pro cover that I was talking about. So this came out on November 22nd, 1999. There are 11 9.8s. There are now 10 9.6s, 5 9.4s. I projected this at 9.4, so I should be happy with a 9.6, shouldn't I? This is his first cover in a Colts uniform. Great looking cover, too. Man, that is a young, baby-faced Peyton Manning. I love the headline. So good, so soon. 5-time MVP. That's the most of any other player in the history of the NHL. Aaron Rodgers is in second with 4 MVP awards. Peyton Manning still holds the record for most touchdown passes in a season with 55, most passing yards in a season, most passing TDs in a single game of 7. So great cover, and we're off and running with our first, and let's hope that it's the only 9.6. Next up. Oh, that is... Yeah, I see more flaws on it now than when I projected this. Randy Johnson, first Sports Illustrated cover. March 31st, 1997. There's one 9.8. There's a 9.6 and a 9.4. I projected this at 9.0, so not as good as what I thought. Beautiful looking cover. Tight headshot of Randy. Got a glove in front of his face. He's in his Mariners uniform. The big unit, 6'10". 10-time All-Star, World Series winner, 5-time Cy Young winner. By the way, that's second only to Roger Clemens in his 7. Had the pitching Triple Crown in 2002, World Series MVP, Hall of Fame in 2015. Criminally underrated Randy Johnson. And a great-looking cover and a very, very low pop counts on this. I'm bummed out. It does say first Randy Johnson Sports Illustrated cover. I'm a little bummed out on the grade, but it does got a crease that breaks color at the top. So that's kind of a bummer there. I've been putting highlights in my videos these days, so this is a great one. The Randy Johnson famous highlight. Kind of bad that the guy who had such an amazing career, that the most famous highlight he has is this one here. Just the odds of that bird flying at that exact spot when he throws that 100-mile-an-hour fastball of one of the craziest baseball highlights of all time. Okay, next up, 9-6 and an 8-5. Let's do something on this one right here. Come on. Yeah. That's too bad. Conor McGregor, first Sports Illustrated cover, February 29th, 2016. There are 2 9.8s. There are now 3 9.6s. There's a 9.4. Just like that Peyton Manning, I projected this at a 9.4. That should make the 9.6 go down easier. It doesn't. He's still fighting. I found this out interesting. I had no idea. They're remaking Roadhouse. You remember that Patrick Swayze movie, Roadhouse? They're remaking Roadhouse, and they've cast Conor McGregor. I didn't find out what role he's supposed to be playing, but I don't even think they've started shooting on that. But I guess they're going to remake every movie if they've already gotten down the list to Roadhouse. But going to be an actor and going to be in the upcoming Roadhouse reboot. Okay. 2 9.6s. Come on. Let's get something good. That's okay. Not going to hear me complain about this one at all. Never will. Walter Payton, first Sports Illustrated cover. Came out on November 22nd, 1976. There's 1 9.0. There's 1 8.5. There's 2 8.0s. I projected this at a 5.5. A little overly optimistic. Yeah, it's a fair grade. Only 13 graded copies, which is insanely low, and for the, who is the greatest all-around running back in NFL history. But think about that. There are 2 copies graded above 8.0. That's it. This is back to how I started this video off, talking to that guy, sports card guy who's just coming into the hobby. Walter Payton, 9.8. Are you freaking kidding me? There's no 9.2. There's no 9.4. There's no 9.6. There's no damn 9.8. Great. Just a great looking cover, too. You see that number 34. He's carrying the ball, evading tackles from, looks like a Minnesota Viking guy there in the yellow and purple. Sure, I might be biased because I'm from Chicago and the Bears are my favorite football team, but too bad. Okay, so interesting. I've had this one graded a lot. I own it in 9.8. Let's go through the particulars, and then I'll point out the very interesting aspect of this specific cover. This is the Jordan Y headline cover. Came out on October 18th, 1993. Let's take a look at it. Variant. Now you're saying, Jim, Sports Illustrated, this isn't a variant cover. Turns out it is. And it turns out it's this little thing right there in the corner. Special SEC report. I did not know that this issue existed in a variant. Now, this isn't a typical regional variant, which Sports Illustrated did a lot, where they would put multiple covers together for the exact same issue. But this is still a variant, because I've never seen an issue with this little logo on the corner there. Stumbled across it, requested the variant when I sent it into CGC, and freaking got it. So, as far as the variant goes, this is a Pop 1 with none graded higher. Projected this at 9.2, came in right there on the projection. Issue came out right after Jordan's first retirement in 1993. I just think this is very cool. There's going to be some random other variants that exist out there. And like I've told you before, CGC is not going to break them out on their own. It is up to us in the hobby to make that request and say, hey, this is a variant, do that. They did it on this one, which is awesome. So this is the only graded copy of this issue that's got the SEC report in the corner there. The rest of the issues I've all ever seen have nothing in the corner. That's a fun one. Good. All right, good. Make me forget about those 9.6s that we saw in there. Next up. I was hoping for better on this one. In fact, missed this one by a good bit. And I'll tell you why I missed it. So you can see this is supposed to be an all-white back, but you can see it kind of gets some browning along the edges. So that's typically called tanning, which is oxidation. And paper over time will oxidize and it will get a little brown on there. Now, there are ways to brighten it using some solutions. This is kind of getting into the weeds with, pressing and cleaning. And people did that for a long time and no problem. But in the last year, CGC has been catching on. And so we're seeing a lot more purple labels. This is much more in comic books than on Sports Illustrated. But there's a lot more issues where people are whitening these type of tanning issues like that. And the grade is coming back in a purple restored cover. So keep that in mind. It's a risky proposition to go about doing it. Sometimes it doesn't always work. A lot of people don't know how to do it properly. And even if you do, you run the risk of coming back with a purple restored label. So Larry Bird, this is Living Legend, came out on March 3rd, 1986. There's a 9.0, there's one 8.5, and there's an 8.0. I had projected this at 9.2, so I was really off on that. 86 was a great year to be a Celtics fan and a fan of Larry Bird. They won the NBA Finals. They beat the Rockets 4-2. 1986 was Larry Bird. He won the MVP. It was his third MVP in a row. He was the Finals MVP that year. Really a pivotal year for Larry Bird and an impossible issue to find in great condition, because you're sitting here looking at this going, this is the second highest graded copy in the world. There's a 9.0. And then there's this one in my hands right there. Tough issue to find in good condition from 1986 for Larry Bird. Okay. Man, I thought that one was going to do better. Let me correct that. I hoped that one was going to do better, and that's what I had going into that projection, was hope and probably not a lot of objectivity to it. Next up, this one looks old. This one looks older. Let's see. Oh, now that is very nice. That is very nice. Interesting. Okay, great. John Elway, first Sports Illustrated cover, November 8th, 1982. There are three 9.4s. There's a 9.2 and an 8.5. Again, going back to, high pops of first cover superstars. There's 4 copies in the world graded higher than 8.5. That's it. I projected this at a 6.0, so I'm very thrilled with this. Here's why I projected it so low. Staple tears. You can see a staple tear there, staple tear there. All 3 staples have staple tears. The rest of the issue is in really, really good shape. So that's probably, I was probably a little too harsh on it with those staple tears. Elway was part of that, insane 1983 NFL draft. It's become infamous. By the way, if you haven't seen the 30 for 30 called From Elway to Marino, or is it Marino to Elway? Something like that. Go find it on Netflix or whatever and watch it, because it's one of the best 30 for 30s out there. John Elway, first cover, 1982, graded at a pretty darn good 7.0. Not bad. Not bad. Okay. Next up, see, this one looks 70s to me too. Yeah, it is 70s. 6.5, Magic Johnson, second cover. Came out on April 2nd, 1979. There are 2 9.6s, 4 9.2s, 2 8.5s. Projected this as a 7.0, missed it down to the low side. Makes up for that Elway that superseded on the high side. Of course, MSU, Michigan State University, won the NCAA championship that year, and they actually won that 1 week before this issue came out. And Magic Johnson just crushing it in business and is now part owner of the Washington Commanders NFL team. So that's what Magic's doing. Magic's making money is what he's doing, and he's probably going to end up making a fortune off the Commanders. Okay, last one. Let's get something special. Let's pop something big. Something fun. Okay, so normally wouldn't be that thrilled with a Patrick Mahomes first cover at 8.5 because the issue is only a few years old, but I projected this at a 7.5, so I was a little harsh on that one. Yeah, Not bad. Take that. Patrick Mahomes, first cover, November 19th, 2018. There are 20 9.8s. There are 32 9.6s. There are 30 9.4s. I own this at 9.8. In fact, I think I own a couple of them. Like I said, issue's only 5 years old. So there's only 20 9.8s. For me, that seems really, really low for the current dominant player and the future for the next decade in the NFL. The guy's already won 2 Super Bowls. He's already won MVPs. That seems like a really low pop count. There are pushing 50 LeBron first covers at 9.8, and that issue came out 15 years before this one. I would have expected a lot more Patrick Mahomes 9.8s. Now, it is a little bit condition sensitive. You got a full color back. You got a full color front. Lots of dark ink there along the spine and that sort of stuff. But only 20 9.8s for freaking Patrick Mahomes. Just seemed like when I looked up that pop count before doing this unboxing video, it just seemed like a really low number. That John Elway was probably the highlight of the box, although that Walter Payton first cover was incredible. So much fun. Follow me on social media, CGC Sports Illustrated. Subscribe here on YouTube. If you are interested in my comic and magazine cleaning and pressing service, just drop a comment or find me on social media and shoot me a DM there. Love, love, love these unboxing videos, and I hope you do too. Thanks for watching.